Congratulations. I always love when I walk out of a movie like this and I can say to myself, I wish I had this kind of movie when I was in high school. So thank you for making something like this for all the generations to come. Another really cool thing about this film is for many of you, it's a first feature. And that's a really big deal, and it's something that should be celebrated. DJ, I wanted to come your way first on that because first feature screenplay, again, it's a big deal to come up with an idea and make it happen. So what would you credit with bridging the gap between writing a screenplay and then finding the right people to trust with it that'll bring it to screen?
Oh, well, absolutely. I mean, from the get-go, we had a wonderful team. We were really lucky to pair with some incredible producers, and then ultimately bring on the perfect director for the project to make it come to life. It was really wild how collaborative it felt as time went forward, post-script. And Kim and I are really lucky to be kind of like aligned and... Am I allowed to swear on this? I'm really afraid. Okay, I'm like, fuck shit, yeah. I was just going to say, we're really aligned. Do we get that? Can the lights, bring the lights up more? We need it brighter. I'm really lucky that Kim and I have the same fucked up sense of humor, is basically what I was going to say.
People swear before I do, because then I don't have to feel bad about it.
And that was really beneficial because it just meant that when we were working on this, we were making each other laugh. And that's the heart of this film is friendship. And we were lucky to have like a very strong friendship that grew over the course of making this movie. And I feel like you can really feel that. And the inspiration for the screenplay were my best friends of now officially 20 years. I'm not going to point them out because they would never let me forget it, but they're here tonight. So we should get a round of applause for Kira and Alana. We met in the 5th grade, and when I decided I was going to sit down to write my first screenplay, I wanted to write what I knew, as the old adage says, and I thought, the one thing I really know about and can write about are really, really good friends because I've been lucky to have them. So that was where the script started. And then, the friendships just kept rolling as we kept making the movie.
That makes me so, so happy. I'm going to continue with my first feature questions, but you just made me think of another one I have to throw to the two of you now, because you said the collaboration was through the roof. So DJ and Kim, for you, can you recall the very first thing you saw in the other that made you think this is an ideal creative partner for me?
Ooh, well, okay, so I was a big fan of Kim before we had ever met. I wrote Kim a letter to ask her to direct the project because I wanted her to see like what I was actually trying to articulate. Like, this is what's important to me about the movie, and here's how I think you would really make it sing, and she absolutely did. So it was even before we met for me.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then also okay, thank you. I was going to say, and on my end, that letter was so heartfelt and complimentary. Thank you so much. I don't know if we've ever actually really had a chance to speak about that. And then the script. I mean, obviously, you saw it's so funny, and it's also there's also like a veins of sincerity through it too, and just the fact that it was like. Friendship forward and really frontal, and the first time that we actually got on a Zoom together, we're both big fans of dim sum, so we started just talking about dim sum, and I think we were just going on about it too long, because then like one of our great producers, Luke, all of a sudden he just goes, great, and speaking of dim sum, let's talk about the script. So like that, I think that first session,
as a good producer should.
Yeah, but it was effortless and fun the way that it should be, and the way that friendships can be. So I think that was our first thoughts.
Always effortless and fun. Making a movie is hard, so I feel like you need those qualities to power through it and have such a strong beating heart like the one you made does. Back to first feature stuff, because again, it's your first feature, but everyone's likely seen some of your work in the series format before. So of all the show episodes that you've directed, is there any particular one that you think prepared you most for directing your first feature film?
Oh, that's a great question. No, I don't think necessarily it was like a single show per se, but I think it's just, working in the format, like filmmaking is it's always about storytelling. So whether you're doing a series or you're doing a feature, you're world building, and just, it all feels very like organic, and it didn't really feel, honestly, it felt really natural and fun. And honestly, we had like such a dream cast. And so every day just was fun and easy, and I think you can feel it, and yeah, it was a lot of work, but but it didn't feel any different at all. If anything, it just felt like, yeah, this feels really comfortable and natural. I love this, and I love everyone here. So thank you.
Everyone here, and there's so many out in the audience too. I want to find an opportunity to give everybody a well-deserved shout out. Terry, I want to loop you in now to talk to answer the same question with Kim, because the two of you have worked together before on Never Have I Ever.
Yes, we have.
So you went into this knowing what each other were capable of.
Absolutely.
Can you recall something you saw the other do on this set that made you say, like, I knew you were really talented, but I didn't realize you were capable of doing that?
Oh, wow. That's a good question. Yeah, we got to work together. We were actually reminiscing about it just earlier today because we talked like 2 years ago just about for our Never Have I Ever episode. And one of the biggest things I think Kim brings is such an approachability also. And it's like so helpful as an actor because I get very nervous and stuff like that. And on Never Have I Ever, she reached out to me and was like, I'm the director, let's get on a call. It was so collaborative, like you guys were saying. And then on this one, same. I mean, we were on location this time, at Syracuse at American High, and she just like takes so much time with you. And I think that's something an actor is really privileged to get because not all directors give that. But also I think just like she has a way of encouraging you while also like, giving the note that she wants you to try out and stuff. And I saw her do that with other actors. She did that with me during the fart scene, the fluctuations scene. And it was amazing because it's just like, I don't know. She has a way of making you feel really encouraged and guided too. And that was something that I loved seeing like through and through. Yeah.
I will never grow out of the fact that there is nothing better than a well-placed fart joke.
I mean, that is in the movie because it actually happened to me. So that exact thing happened to me. So it was not sort of like guys, we got to fit one of these in here. It was like, I need this moment to have been worth something for it to have happened to now.
I did not know that.
Yeah, yes, that is the truth.
And I just want to follow up in terms of like for Terry, who, we met on Never Have I Ever, and just right away, you can clearly see it also in the film, but Terry's a damn rock star, and just that charisma and such a magnetic personality, and also so empathetic and an amazing human. So I just felt like I was like, whoa, there's something so special about them. And then for us to be able to do that, and that whole sequence just played out so great.
Yeah, absolutely. We did DJ justice.
Yes, yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, but that rock star energy like really came through.
While many people won't want to admit it, I feel like that scene and you admitting that makes a lot of people feel seen.
Good.
It's true. It's probably true.
Farters be free. That's the real message of this movie.
That's actually the headline of the Collider article.
Yeah,
is
exactly.
just that now.
Oh God, sorry everybody.
Julie, I get to come back to first features with you because you've accomplished a lot, but this is your first feature film, and again, leading it is a big deal. We can applaud for that. I will warn you, I like two-part questions. This is a two-parter. Okay. Can you tell me something from your experience making High School the Musical, the series, that came in handy leading a feature film? But then I also want to know a learning curve you experienced making a movie.
Wow. Oh my God. I feel like I experienced what technically would have been like my college years on High School Musical, the series. So it was like a lot of growth in the 4 years that I was on that show. And I learned how to like take care of myself and speak up and like be a leader and take care of those around me. And that was such a beautiful collaborative family environment that coming on to this movie and seeing how American High is also like a collaborative family environment, I was able to take some of the things that I had learned from the show and carry it over to this movie. And I don't know, it's a lot of responsibility, obviously, but I felt in very safe hands with everybody around me. And a learning curve, I don't know, I learned how to vomit on screen, so that was that, and snort fake drugs, which I did not do on High School Musical, so there you go.
So very fair point. Okay, you can't vomit in a film and sneeze in a film and not inspire me to ask. I swear to God, I ask this question all the time. Some people in this audience know I always ask this one would you rather question. would you rather have to fake sneeze or fake vomit in a movie?
I did both.
I know.
So, choosing for the next
I
one.
want you to choose. I've never interviewed
my
someone who's
God.
done both in one movie. I'm just so impressed.
I will say the vomit was like kind of delightful tasting, so I wouldn't mind doing that again.
What was it? What was the mix?
It was crushed pineapple and applesauce, which
Okay,
is
slay.
kind of nice. So I would do that again.
Yeah, that's a signature cocktail at the bar after this.
Right.
I was also going to say, speaking of multitasking, so Julia, in addition to being one of our amazing leads and doing all of that work, and also being just a real natural leader also on set, during the time that we were filming, also got a Tony nomination and also sings the song in the end credits. So Julia, thank you for everything.
Deserve all that applause and praise, my God. So I've warned you I like two-part questions. I also love questions that force people to sing each other's praises. So Julia and Terry, I'm going to throw one in that area your way right now. Can you each tell me something that the other did for you as a scene partner that you really appreciated, something that maybe helped you crush a tough scene that you wouldn't have been able to without him?
That's so sweet. Terry and I sort of walked in the same Disney circles for a couple years, but we never met until
I seen you from afar.
like we just knew about each other.
Yeah,
and
so
I
that's Julia Lester.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
And I always admired Terry, and we have a lot of mutual friends, and I just heard amazing things about them. And so coming onto this movie, knowing that I would be sharing some pretty, intimate or intense scenes with somebody, it was very refreshing to know that it was somebody who was my peer and now a really great friend of mine. And I think it's really important when you're doing scene work like that to be able to trust the person that you're working with. And we had such open communication and I felt so safe with you. And we also had an amazing intimacy coordinator on set who also made us feel so loved and protected. And so that was really special. And Terry and I are really great friends because of this project now. So that was really cool.
Yeah, I have truly only the best things to say about Julia. She did an incredible job on this, but she has done an incredible job in so many areas. She's like, I think what is really lovely about a scene partner is when they are an incredible actor. I mean, she is an incredible actress, like really like the authenticity really shines. It's so human, but also, yes, speaking to those like intimate scenes, I think it's, she's very open. She's grounded and very open. And it's like the communication is very easy with a little humor too, and I think it really helps that we knew each other beforehand. And I'm very grateful for that. And I'm really glad that this movie brought us together finally. And we got to like, I wrote you like a really long card, remember at the end of the, and I chased her down the hallway to give it to her. She's incredible to work with. Yeah.
What beautiful qualities to have. Hold tight to those. Never let go. Julia, I have to ask you specifically about working with Antonia, who couldn't be here tonight, but the two of you are just like pitch perfect. Your cadence, your back and forth is just so spot on. When you first met her, do you remember the first thing that signaled to you, like she is my partner in this, like we're the right match?
Oh yeah, easy. We met probably 3-4 days before we filmed, which is ridiculous because we have to play lifelong best friends in this movie. And we had met over Zoom once, and then all of a sudden it was like, you're gonna play childhood best friends in this movie. And I remember we were staying at this hotel in Syracuse. Everybody was in the same building. And we were like a few doors down from each other, but we were texting. And then she was like, I'm kind of hungry. Are you hungry? And I was like, yeah, I'm hungry. And so we went to McDonald's and got Happy Meals and drove back to the hotel and sat in the parking lot for 4 hours and just talked. And we were like, okay, we got this. We're good. We have the same language. We had such a good rhythm with each other. And she was so incredible to work with. That's also a really important relationship to have with somebody that you're working with, especially when you're, portraying such close friends. And she was so supportive, and we just had this amazing back and forth that felt like we had known each other for years. And that's crazy, to be able to see that chemistry through a Zoom meeting and know that it's going to work on screen. So, that's a real test to Kim and what she saw. But she was fantastic, and we made such a great pair. And we're also, you know, lifelong friends now because of this. So I keep pointing that because my face is just right there. But yeah, she's amazing and she's so funny in the movie, and I think we just worked really well together.
I love that. You feel the weight of that history, even though the movie doesn't spell it out. And that's not an easy thing to accomplish in a sub 90-minute movie. So very impressive. DJ and Cam, I'll throw this question to you. I love hearing about how things can evolve from script to screen. So first, more broadly, what would you say is the biggest difference between draft one of this screenplay and the finished film that everyone just watched?
Ooh, I feel like, Luke mentioned this at the beginning. From first draft to our final feature film, there wasn't like massive set pieces that changed or anything. We changed around the third act a little bit to focus more on the friendship, but more specifically, when Kim came on, Kim is such a joke master and was like, we got to find ways to like get more jokes into all of these scenes. Like, I know we're at 90%, let's get like 120%. Like, it was Kim's pitch to have the couple at the fountain interrupting. And it's so funny. It's unbelievably funny. And Patty's here. Yeah, she's Patty.
Thank you,
But
Patty.
yeah, that was Kim's pitch, and you
Wait,
know,
I'm sorry. Also, I need to say we did so many takes where we were like screaming at each other at like 3 a.m, like on a real campus. So people probably listening to us like actually go at it, like a lot of takes of like actually screaming at each other's faces. So that was pretty cool.
someone was studying for finals.
yeah,
I'm gonna fucking kill them. But yeah, that scene was so funny. I feel like it was Kim's idea to have like, you know, the fight intercut with these people, and then ultimately have the people be like, do you mind quieting down? And our leads to be like, don't you talk like that to my best friend, I will fucking kill you, you know? Which I think is such a good way to switch between these people are having conflict and they're still ride or dies, kind of. So yeah, I feel like that's a way that the script changed much, much more for the better.
That's a good one.
It was obviously already an amazing script, so.
What about a specific example maybe of a time when you had a vision for how a scene would play out and then one of your actors just, I don't know, went above and beyond your expectations and a scene morphed for that reason?
A lot. I would
Yeah,
say
I had
that.
a
I would say,
feeling.
in particular, the scene with Lexi at the frat house and Hannah, Julia, and that moment where she, you know, Hannah sees Lexi and she gets to see this beautiful woman who's putting all of her energy on her, and it's just a combination of things where it's one. She's in this reverie almost, and she really does like get into it. And it's also this moment for her. It's a very like, she gets to basically step into her own truth at that moment too, which is really lovely. But that ended up being exactly the way that I saw it. And I really do want to also thank, he's in here tonight, our cinematographer, Bradford Lipson, who did such an incredible job. Thank you so much, Bradford. But we worked through that scene so often, and just, in addition to it being hilarious, I really wanted it to be beautiful because I felt like that's what it deserved. And then when Julia came in and she just has this moment, I mean, it's all of it. It's just the reverie, the pathos, the confusion, all of those things. I mean, that's just one small scene, but Julia, you really do. Like, it's just, you light up all the scenes that you're in, and that was just one of very many, but that was a really, really fun night. And yeah, lots and lots and lots of that crushed pineapple mixture, yeah.
Can confirm you do have that effect on every scene you're in. Kim, I wanted to ask you about American High because that company has been brought up quite a bit. And I think it's really important when we have companies out there that, you know, help get films like this made and make sure that the artist making them feels supported. So what do they do as a company that makes you feel like not only that you could deliver your best work, but maybe you could exceed your own expectations for your work?
Sure. I honestly, this project was so much fun and really, truly, like, just delightful to work on. I mean, both Heartbeat and American High, like, our producers were awesome. They were so completely supportive. They are incredible supporters of filmmakers, and I really feel like that is such an important part. Every single step. I mean, I think part of the reason why I felt so comfortable and it felt so fun and I felt so confident was because they they are so empowering of the filmmakers. I always knew that not only would they have my back and also be supportive of what we were doing with the film, but just, I don't know, it just was just so nice. It's such a cool way to do this. Everybody is awesome, and I'm looking right now at Luke and Excel and Will, and I'd be remiss not to mention Jeremy. I mean, just they were awesome.
We
Yeah.
need more people like that in this business.
Yeah, thank you.
So before I toss it to the audience, I wanted to play a game. And like this game sounded like a great idea until I showed up and realized that the whole cast is here. So it might get a little awkward, but I'm putting you all on the spot here. I love playing cast superlatives when I'm covering a high school movie. So I've kind of put like an actor's spin on these. So I want you to tell me which member of the ensemble best suits these descriptions.
Okay.
First one is going to be teacher's pet, which is essentially director's pet.
Well, wait, hold on. First of all, let's back that up just a second because let's talk about the cast. I mean, in addition to Julia and Tony and Terry, who are amazing, also everybody else like Kenny, Jordan Buhat, JT, they're here right now. And especially, hi Kenny, and especially let's really shout out Melissa Delizia, who is our amazing casting director who brought everyone together in the first place. Oh, I love them all. Okay, I'm going to split it between Julia and Tony because they had so much incredible heavy lifting to do as the leads, and they every single time completely nailed it, and just awesome also people. So it's a split, and you're sharing it because you're both amazing.
Yes, thank you.
What a beautiful way to answer that question. Everyone feel free to jump in. I'm gonna say first one to answer wins, and that's what's official here. The next one on my list is class clown.
Kenny.
I feel like I should have expected that.
Next.
All right, next up is life of the party.
Julia.
Me?
I kind of see that. But yeah, absolutely. Makes sense. Yeah, we're gonna go with it. Yeah.
Yeah. I would say JT too.
I know. I think
live at the
JT
party.
as well, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, next is best dress, but I want to know best dress before getting into wardrobe.
Terry. I mean, look at this.
I think I will take that. Yeah. You know what? I don't have a quick win on this one.
Take it. And Tony too. Tony.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whenever you're an actor and you're showing up and getting into wardrobe, I feel like I would be, I don't know, I'd be in like a Snuggie or something. I wouldn't put any effort in at all. So anybody who gets that award, I'm very impressed by them. This is a random one that I made up. It's not something that actual high schools do. But who's the most likely to drop their phone in the toilet?
Me.
Oh, you take one for the team there.
I'm jumping in front of that bullet, guys.
Thank you. You take
my
it all for us.
my Dookie phone.
Yeah, no, that's a really good question because the cast was really pretty buttoned up. I mean, just like everybody was always like really professional and just, but yeah, okay,
And so is a writer. Yeah.
I will have
really
to bestow
professional.
that honor upon you. This is my favorite one. This is the one I'll end on. Who is the most likely to brighten your day on set?
Kim? Yeah. She was really just so warm and welcoming to every single person that stepped on set, whether it was us who filmed for 6 weeks straight or somebody who came on for a day or for an hour or and that's like a really important quality to have when you're the leader on set. And also, she brought me and Tony Happy Meals one time, and that was pretty cool. Yeah. So she also has a good memory because we told her we liked Happy Meals. Yeah. So that was pretty lit. But yeah, I thank you.
I respect someone with a thing for Happy Meals. I get it. All right. I am going out to the audience. I hope I can see. If you have a question, just raise your hand and we'll get to as many as possible. Does anybody have a question? Nobody. I feel like half the audience worked on the movie. I see someone all the way in the back. Is your hand raised or is it kind of like hiding? It is. Whoever said me, go for it.
What's your favorite part of the movie?
My favorite part of the movie is being able to share it with my family, including my son Moki and everybody else. That was really awesome. And also, I really just want to give a shout out to him too, because Mom had to go away for a few months, and thank you so much for being awesome, bud.
Yeah, Moki.
Yeah, Moki.
We love you. the one and only question.
Does anybody? Yeah, real. It's a beautiful question.
And also, can I just take a second here because we do have so many of our amazing cast and crew here tonight. Could everybody who worked on the film please just stand for a second so we can give you a round of applause? Yeah. Yes.
Big congratulations to everybody who stood up. So I'll put it out to the audience one more time. If not, I'm gonna steal the last question oh wait, we got one right here.
What's your favorite memory from set?
No, absolutely.
No,
you.
go ahead.
Well, I was literally going to say it was walking into the gym and seeing you two in the golf outfits holding each other doing
my
the
God.
swing.
Oh my God.
That was beautiful.
The whole sequence, the motorcycle, they got this like incredible motor. Yeah, I mean, that was amazing.
Also, our like wedding or the imagination wedding, that was the first thing we ever filmed.
Yes. And I locked in.
Yeah.
And you locked in too.
Yeah, I was so ecstatic to be there.
I was saying my vows. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's right. With that big old rainbow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love gay people.
It's a delightful sequence. Just because this was crossing my mind earlier, because this is high school is a big chapter in their lives, and we kind of see where they wrap things up there. Have you put much thought into where they might be at the end of college, like how their priorities might have changed and what they want in a relationship at that point? Obviously, I'm speaking a sequel into existence.
Yeah. No, thank you so much, DJ. Get on that. I don't know. I think Hannah's a big old lesbian, so
Hannah's had the time of her life.
she's
at Oberlin
Coming out and then going to college. Oh, whoa. Yeah, Hannah's in a polycule with 2 lesbians with moms.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds.
Angie's like a famous rock star, probably.
Yeah, I think so, but I could see Angie kind of doing like her own thing, kind of being like, yeah, we'd cross paths at some point. Be like, hey, it'd be nice.
Yeah, she definitely lives off campus.
Yes.
Yeah, and you're like, oh.
I can't be bothered.
Yeah, you're like, I'm just in a dorm because it was like
Yes.
convenient. I'm
Yes.
not like,
Exactly.
immediately feel
Yeah,
embarrassed talking to her. Yeah.
And that the Italian guy comes back.
Oh my God. Yeah,
And it's out of jail. Whole new turn.
He's finally out of jail.
Character. I was not expecting a little horror
He
element to
still
this
has the
movie.
handcuffs on. He's on campus, ready?
He tries to find his salvation, but these two.
That's the next one. It's an action movie, really, about us stopping the Italian with Tony.
Where does Jess go to college? Do we talk about that?
Same as Hannah.
Oh, work. Really?
Yeah, bestie moment.
That's
bestie vibes only, one might say.
That's so cute. And she's still so straight, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Had an exploratory phase, as they
she
all
did?
do freshman year. Yeah. And then,
with Angie? No.
no, not with Angie. That would
Okay,
be like,
good.
that's best. Yeah.
Good.
They just recovered, so it's a lot.
Yeah.
Too soon.
Yikes. Oh, is she dating Jacob?
Ooh. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sick.
I will watch all these story threads blossom happily. All right, I'm putting anybody else before I ask my favorite final question. You, and then I'll close it out.
So what was it about this project that was unexpected that made you fall in love with what it brought out of you?
Beautiful question.
Okay, a poet. Okay, what?
I think what I like really love when I'm reading a script is when there's jokes and things that make you laugh or feel something that are in between the lines that the audience doesn't necessarily get to see, but as a reader you get to like have all these extra Easter eggs, and that was like a huge thing that DJ had in their script when I first read it. And also it's written so authentically and from a really authentic point of view, and I think that especially the queer storyline is not something that's like, I mean, yes, Hannah declares like 8 times in the movie that she's gay, but I don't think it's like in a way that's forced down your throat. I think it's just we're watching this girl just like live her truth, and every single person around her is so supportive of that, which I think is so beautiful. I was so lucky to like grow up in an environment where my queerness was like fully accepted and celebrated and loved, and I loved when we get to watch movies like that are or TV shows that also portray that kind of special positive world. So yeah.
Beautiful answer too.
I was going to say also, just for me, I just felt like we had so many amazing people and collaborators who were doing this. And, as filmmakers, we always have this vision that we have in our minds, and to be able to, manifest it and bring it and execute it. But to be able to have so many artisans, on our crew and with our cast too, to be able to kind of take everyone's talents and see this incredible supernova that happened because of that. That's just something that belongs to all of us and now belongs to all of you too. So that's a really special thing that really can't be like articulated necessarily verbally, but it's something that you really feel.
It's very true. Both beautiful answers there. All right, I'm going to do my favorite last question. Some people in this audience know this question. I always warn everybody, nobody likes to answer this question, but I'm going to make you all answer it. I love how during award season in this industry, we give each other awards, but I find that nobody says good job to themselves enough. I want to know something you each did individually on this movie that you'll be able to look back on and say, I am so proud of what I did there.
Sure, I did so many overnights all in a row.
Yes!
And I did that.
Applause for that!
And I have no problem
You guys
giving
too.
myself flowers for that.
As you should.
That's true.
I am happy to have made a film dedicated to two of the most important people in my life.
I was so fortunate to be in an environment that was so collaborative, and I was never afraid to share ideas or do crazy things that were Kim's suggestions. And the entire shoot, it felt like everybody really had me in their embrace, and that was like really, sorry, I don't know how to be sincere. That was really special and gave me the courage to be unapologetic and just like be crazy and stupid and have a wild fun time. And it was always celebrated and applauded. So that was very, very, very special. Love it.
Oh my gosh, pressure. Okay. I feel like I got to be a part of this wonderful cast and bond with everyone, but also stay grounded, I think. I think sometimes being on set and filming on location can be hard on mental health sometimes. It's like you get really wrapped up in the world, which is lovely, but sometimes it's just as important to also ground within yourself. And I think I got to do that. And also with the support of the cast, who I think they were all, like Jude was saying, very collaborative, but also just very respectful of each other and, supportive in the best way. And that goes down to everyone, writer, of course, everyone up here and all the crew too. So I'm very proud to have that experience.
Y'all nailed it. 8+ answers across the board. I'm going to say huge, huge, huge congratulations on Prom Dates, and also to everybody out there. I know a lot of you worked on the movie, but for everybody who is seeing it for the first time and knows that it's coming out, make sure you spread the word, because the only way we get more movies like this is if people see it, and it's got that special, that indescribable special spark that I know is going to catch on with a lot of people. So make sure to spread the word. And now give a big round of applause for this crew right here.